Hi guys! Welcome back to my super professional studio for our second online art class. Today, because it's been so lovely outside, we're going to look at shadows. I've been taking photographs of things in the shade and things in the sun whilst I've been out on my walks with the dog, so we'll have a look and see what we can do with them. So, in a special tribute to Mary, who's just had an epic journey back from New Zealand, and is back with us now, we're going to start off with her favourite colour. I found a random orange thing out on my walks, so if technology is with me, I'll share that photo with you now in this video. If it's not, you'll have to wait until afterwards when I can share it with you in the WhatsApp group. Okay, so what we can see from this picture is, and I'm just going to get it up off screen so I can see what the heck I'm talking about. We're looking at this random orange thing that I found, and you'll see that there are so many different shades of orange within there. What I've done is pick out 3 of those colours just on their own so that you can see the different oranges, 3 different oranges that we'd use if we were going to paint that random orange thing. I've no idea what it is, it was just on my walk and I can't remember now what I took the picture of. So I'm going to stop this video again here. Hopefully I'll be able to splice in the extracts from that random orange thing, and then we'll be able to have a look at making those colours. So I'm just going to use a scrap of paper, and I'm going to do this 2 ways. I'm going to look at the colours that I've got, the oranges that I've got in my palette already, just pre-mixed oranges. Just move that hair. And so I've got my clean water over here. And first of all, my first orange that I'm going to pick up is Senneliers French Ultramarine. Okay. And hopefully, I'll just check what that looks like from up here. Yeah, that is just too, I don't know, it's just not the right shade of orange. It's got too much pink in it, I think. So I'm going to have a look at my next pre-mixed orange that's in my palette here. This is Winsor & Newton's Transparent Orange. It looks much better. It's a much more of the right sort of orangey orange. If I dilute it down here, it's staying very true to the first orange colour that's up there, and there's not that much yellow in it. Third orange that I'm going to try over here is, I've got Schmincke's Transparent Orange. It's a beautiful colour, I love this colour. So that's what it's like, just neat as it is. And then if I dilute it down here, it's diluting with a bit more yellow in it, and I think that is the closest that I'm going to get to the random orange thing. So it's close, but it's not quite right. What we need to look at is how do we make this the right colour. So what I'm going to look at now is the mid-orange shade on here. So where it's in the semi-shade. And I think I need to add a little bit of crimson to that to just get it the right colour. So I'll go pick up a tiny bit of crimson over there, just drop it in here, and that to me looks spot on. So that's my mid-orange shade. How the heck am I going to get the shadows though? Now if we think about our colour theory, we've got in the primaries, we've got red, yellow, orange. I'm just going to check if you can see that. Yes you can, and it's the right way up. Got red, yellow and orange. Got that wrong, haven't I? We've got orange on there at all. We've got red, yellow and blue. Okay, and orange is sat here. Opposite orange is blue. So if we want to tone down the orange, we have to add some blue to it. Now, which blue are we going to add? Because I don't know how many blues you've got in your palette, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 different blues in my palette. Because I've added crimson to this orange to get it the right tone, I'm going to, and crimson is a red that leans towards blue, I'm going to pick a blue that leans towards red so that I don't end up putting too many different colours in here. The red that leans towards blue that I've got in my palette is ultramarine, and actually I'm going to use French ultramarine. So pick up some French ultramarine, add it to this. It's gone a bit purpley. Add a bit more of my orange and a bit more of the crimson. So I'm just playing with the colours that I have now in here to get this dark enough so that it looks like my shadow. A tiny bit more ultramarine. And I'm squeezing my brush now so that I don't end up with too much water in there. A bit more of the orange. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that as a darker colour. I might come in and put some more on it, more pigment in there to get it even darker still. But in terms of the tone, I think that's pretty quite good. In order to get the light colour now, I'm going to add some yellow. Now, how do I choose which yellow I'm going for? What I'm looking for is a yellow that leans towards the orange. So I'm going for my cadmium yellow. And I'll just mix that in down this end here. And that's going to get me the yellow that's in the really bright orange yellow that's in the sunshine. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. That's how we turn that orange, and I've actually made mid-tone orange has just disappeared now, so the way I made that was I had transparent orange and I added a tiny bit of crimson to it just to change it very slightly so that it looks more like the orange that's in there. So I've got my sunshine bit, my mid-tone bit, and I've got my shadow bit, which I'm going to add a little bit more pigment to. So that was the crimson, that's the ultramarine, a bit more crimson because I've gone a bit purpley, and then a bit more of the original orange. And there we go. Okay, so what do we do if we've not got a pre-mixed orange? So that's the next phase. What do we do if we've not got a pre-mixed orange? Simple, we make one. The colours that I'm going to use for this, again, I'm going to start with this cadmium yellow, which is here. And then, because it's a really nice bright orange, I'm going to look for my closest red that leans towards yellow, so the red in my palette that looks most like orange. And for me that is Scarlet Lake, and it's sitting over here. So that's my Scarlet Lake. And I'm going to mix the two together. So that's my cadmium yellow. I don't have a cadmium red. If I had cadmium red I'd use it. And that's my Scarlet Lake. And that's given me a really bright yellow, orange. And then I would go exactly the same way again. So to make it darker, I would add crimson and ultramarine, and to make it brighter for the sunshine, I would add more of the cadmium yellow. So for my sunshine, lots of cadmium yellow, and a little bit of the Scarlet Lake. For the darker bit, there's my cadmium yellow. Where's it gone? There's my Scarlet Lake. Oops, too much Scarlet Lake, and even much more yellow in that. Then I would add my crimson. And then a little bit of the ultramarine to get that nice dark shadow colour. And there's a massive contrast, and that's what's really important when it's really bright sunshine outside. There's a massive contrast between your lights and your darks, and that's what makes it look like a really sunny day. So the next one I'm going to demonstrate for you is the concrete. It was a yellowy kind of concrete that I took a photograph of, and so what I'm going to use for that is I'm going to use burnt umber with a lot of water. So there's my burnt umber with a lot of water to get that concrete. Now if I was actually painting this as a finished piece, I'd be sprinkling salt on that to get that dappled concretey kind of effect. Okay, so to make the shaded bit we need much stronger burnt umber. So that's lots of burnt umber and not much water. Lots of pigment, not much water. Alright, so we look at that and we say, well, yeah, that's brown. Concrete isn't brown. How do we change this? Again, going back to that colour triangle, and hopefully I'll get it right this time, we've got red, yellow and blue. Brown sort of sits in the middle, but burnt umber is a orangey brown, so we'll put it over here, because it's a brown which does sit in the middle, because you make brown, if you mix all of your colours together, what do you get? You get mud, which is brown. So you've got burnt umber sitting on the yellow side of that brown. If we want to darken that, we need to add the opposite colour, which is blue. And that's why ultramarine goes really, really well with burnt umber. So, and again I'm using French ultramarine. We add ultramarine to that burnt umber. Now I'm just mixing on the paper. You can mix on the paper or you can mix in the palette, it's entirely up to you. And to get that really, really strong contrast between light and dark, which we need because it was a really sunny day when I took this, we need lots and lots of pigment. So I'm adding more burnt umber. Squeeze the brush so I'm not putting extra water in there. And more ultramarine. And there we've got it. The light concrete where the sun was shining and the dark concrete where it was in shade. Again, if I was actually doing this in a painting, I'd sprinkle salt on it to bring out that textural effect. Okay, have fun with the pictures that I've put on, and then head out into the garden and find some other patches where it's in the shade and it's not in the shade. You might find it easier to start with if you take something out that's a solid colour. So if you've got like a solid piece of green card, take that out and work out how to get your colours from the solid green card and lighten in the shade before you try to work out grass, because grass has got so many different colours in it you probably get confused with all the colours in there. Okay, have fun, and if you need to ask any questions, ask away. And again, like every day whilst we're in lockdown, I'm around all afternoon. Have fun!